It's me, Ingrid Lee. Welcome to another episode of Town Square Talks Everything 361, brought to you by Victoria Air Conditioning. Welcome to the newest episode of Town Square Talks Everything 361, brought to you by Victoria Air Conditioning. They're not comfortable until you are. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a man who really needs no introduction, but I'm here in the studio with Brother Gary Moses. How are you today, sir?
I'm great, Ingrid. Any time with you is a pleasure, young lady.
Thank you so much. Well, we actually had an opportunity just the other day for our Town Square Talks luncheon, to visit for a little bit. And I got to share with with everyone there something really fun about you.
Well, I enjoyed being there. Let me tell you, thank you for asking me.
Oh, of
It was
course.
a pleasure. We had a great crowd, a lot of good people. I love the event. Super. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the things that most people wanted to know, which is something that nobody knows about you, and right away, because you and I have had the pleasure of working together for so many years, I got to tell them about the comb in your back pocket. Would you care to elaborate, sir?
Well, I will tell you, that comb in the back pocket is something I've had since back in junior high, probably. And we go back in my day, that's a ways back there. Everybody had a comb in their back pocket. And I don't feel right if I don't have it. Now, did I use it a whole lot? I didn't have hair like a lot of those guys had, where you get that comb out and you do that perfect combing of hair.
Where they could just slick it back?
Oh, man, and that's good. But I had a comb in my pocket, and that was big in those days. Everybody had one, so I had to have one too, whether you used it or not.
And even to this day, Brother Gary Moses carries a comb in his back pocket.
I've shown it before when I've had to, and I still have it today. It's always going to be there, and I don't feel right without it.
Now, one of the other things that most people might not know about you is that you were incredibly shy as a young boy.
Ingrid, you're right. I was shy. I said, man, I don't know if this speech I got to give here, everybody worry. Well, I think a lot of people go through that, but I was shy. Didn't want to speak out, but outside of school, I was a little bit better.
Right, amongst family and friends.
Right, family and friends. And then I got out of high school, got into college, started coming out more, and then when we got to teaching, we were long gone, man. We were right in the middle of everything, doing all the events, and it just developed. But, yeah, I started out kind of shy.
Now, do you have any particular moment in time that you can look back on and say this was the tipping point? Was it standing in front of a classroom as a teacher?
Ingrid, I think I always had it in me.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed to let it out. And it came about, I said, no, I'm enjoying talking. I always love talking to people outside. But then I got to the point where if you're going to do all this stuff out there, you better be able to talk in public. And the more you did it, the more you got used to it, and the better you got. So I really had it in me, I think. It just took a little while to get it out.
So have you ever taken any professional training in public speaking?
Zero, zero. None.
Zero? Wow.
None. I just got out there and started doing it, and you learn on your own. Even teaching, you get your degree.
Yes, sir.
You go in a classroom, it's experience. You learn by experience. We didn't know exactly what's going to go on there. You had the education, the courses, but you didn't know how to handle the classroom until you really got in there. And that's where you learn.
So your degree is actually in education. And how long did you teach?
I taught for 37 years.
Wow.
I was 3 years a student at Patty Welder with the comb. And, like 40 years in that building. I loved every minute of it. It was super.
You were really destined to go back to that building, and that was the grades that you wanted to teach?
I went to school there, and when I came back, I was ready for that school.
Really?
And I knew about it.
You wanted to give back?
I did. I loved that. That was growing up, best times of your life, junior high and high school. I was there at Patty Welder, and then you go teach these kids. The Lord put me at the right place for me to be at that school with those kids.
Now, have you always been a man of faith?
I have been a man of faith, more so later in life. You say it more often now, and it's very important to me.
Really? Do you feel that is a part of who you are as a human being, as a man of faith?
I think so, because, and I say something, I'm going to do it. Man of faith and believing, and you believe and you move forward.
Being impeccable in your word.
Yes,
is
ma'am.
something that I've always known about you.
Well said. Thank you. And I do believe that.
Now, I'm going to ask you something kind of fun. I don't want to trick you, but I got to ask you, have you ever accidentally, maybe once, forgotten an event?
And I'm going to elaborate a little bit on this. One time, I was supposed to be for a picture, and most of the other ones I've gotten, but one time, and I've forgotten, these ladies, go ahead.
I want everybody to hear this. Out of the thousands
thousands and thousands
Thousands
of events.
and thousands of events. There was this one time, you guys.
From the Jim and Mineral Show. Ladies that
Really?
run it.
Yes?
They thought the world of me. I thought the world of those ladies.
Right.
And they had set up a photo and a little conference to meet, and I was supposed to be over there. And I'm going around working at the pools this summer.
Right.
And I looked and I said, and I got a call from the office, and they said, Brother Gary, the two ladies are here to meet with you. And I had to stop and think, oh my gosh, the Jim and Mineral Show, and I forgot that they're there. And we're supposed to do some promotion and getting ready for an event, and I was hurt because those ladies, I would never let them down. And I went in there apologizing. They understood, they appreciated me. I love them, but I don't like to do that. So I picked up the ball on the first bounce. I moved over there quick. It wasn't too late, and it happens on occasion when you're that busy. You got to write it down, and you got to look back.
Because I think one of the other things that most people might be shocked to know about you, number one, is that you don't have social media. So you don't have a Facebook page. And number two, you don't have a secretary.
No, all done by this knucklehead right here. but I get the information I need to. I probably know as much as for my business as anybody or more, because I have all those people in line that keep me informed. I get a lot of text, emails, phone calls, and even on Facebook, I have people that show me what I need to know.
Well, you know what? This might be a really good time to ask you, what is the preferred way for our community to reach you when we'd like to invite you to an event?
Well, texting or email, phone call, I do them all. I check those every day. Just answering those, Ingrid, is a lot.
Right.
Just answering those is a lot right there. Facebook, you want to, but I wouldn't want to answer. And I think I've let you know this before. I didn't want to answer everybody.
Right.
And that's kind of hard. So if you want to get my number, you could text me, call me. I always return phone calls. I only dropped that ball, but I picked it up on the first bounce. I always call back.
Absolutely.
I always text back. And if there's a time or two it might get lost, erase it by accident, that's about the only time. Then they'll call back, and then we'll follow up.
Well, let's start then with your email address. Let's give everyone your email address, and then I will let you take, at that point in time, you can give them your phone number if you choose over email.
I choose to because a lot of people have it. That's how they get a hold of me. It's MosesG@sunlink.net. That's MosesG, MOSESG@sunlink.net.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being so open and willing to share that.
At all. And the phone number?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
361-550-5466.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Man,
Thank you so much for sharing
I got
both.
the cards. When I see, I hand them out like crazy. I have my card. You've seen my card.
I love this card, but because this was one of the things that over in the event that we were at for Town Square Talks, I asked you, fill in the blank. Gary Moses officially works for Gary Moses.
Yes, that's right.
So that is your job. Public relations is your job.
Everywhere I go, and I've been blessed to do this for
So you
50
don't
years.
necessarily have an affiliation with one particular organization?
Well, no, I work with all the different nonprofits. You know that? I've had a job all my life, either teaching or I work at Citizens Medical Center, public relations.
Yes.
But part-time over there. I've been blessed to work at some great places, but I have worked with just about, Ingrid, this is true, about every organization you can imagine. And a lot of them have come and gone or gotten with another group and they've bonded together.
Right.
But I have worked with just about every single organization and many that we've missed. And some, like I say, have long gone.
Now, let me ask you this. What do you think makes a good event?
Well, this is something, and I work with a lot of people. And a lot of people are new to when they come into it, what to do. Well, do and go where you know the people or what you can do. Know your limits. Don't put it a lot onto the plate that
the first one.
You get started. Do something that's obtainable, that you can do well, and something you can accomplish. Putting too much, might defeat the purpose. Mm-hmm. And I've seen that happen before, and we try to advise them in the right way. But you got a brother in me, and you call me, we'll send you in the right direction.
I love that. So you would even be willing to give people advice when they were trying to create their first-time event.
Done it forever, honey.
Wow, I did not know that.
I've done that. People call and can you give us some advice, where to go, who to talk to, and we try to put them in the right direction.
I love that. So now I've got to ask you, when did you go from being Mr. Moses to Gary Moses, then to Brother Gary Moses?
Mr. Moses first, you're right.
Yes, sir.
At school. And then I started doing radio and getting out there and doing public events.
Did you have a radio name?
Well, Brother Gary.
Oh,
is
okay.
What came was Gary. Moses is here from the city of Victoria Parks or whatever. And then, Ingra, I started going around, and one of the DJs from way back when, in the 70s, I'd been teaching a few years. I'd been doing a few events. I was working on a summer program, running a pool, all these things. See, I worked before school, after school, weekends, summers. I worked around the clock 7 days a week. So getting to know a lot of people. So one of the DJs, I came and he said, you know what? You're everybody's brother, man. Everybody knows you. So he started calling me Brother Gary on the radio. A long time ago.
Wow. And so he is really responsible for your nickname, or the name that everyone in Victoria knows you as.
I believe so. I believe we go back to that day, and he said Brother Gary, and it stuck. And so a lot of people, it's Mr. Moses was fine. I get Gary, that's fine, or Brother Gary. We can do all of them, and that's okay with me. But, Brother Gary sounds really good.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. So when do you think that you will retire?
If I could go on forever, and I told you about this.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this one thing. If I could do this forever, I'd do it forever. If I had a choice between a fountain of youth or money, a lot of money,
right,
I'd take that fountain of youth drink so I could keep doing what I'm doing. The money's secondary.
Because you truly love what you do.
Love what I do, Ingrid. You know
yeah,
me, and I know
absolutely.
you. I know you love what you do, and I'm very blessed to have been able to do what I do for a long period of time. 50 years.
There's no one like you. Absolutely. And I don't know that very many communities have a Brother Gary in their community. I mean, it's one of the things that makes Victoria so unique.
A lot of communities are blessed with a lot of good volunteers.
Absolutely,
good people.
they are.
And we have so many here in Victoria, and I've been blessed to work with many of them for years and years. You're one of them.
Thank you.
And that I really enjoy working with, and you've done a lot for the community. And I just get to go everywhere and beam because I see these people, and they want me with them, and I want to be with them.
Right, absolutely. And don't you think Victoria is an extremely generous community?
Oh, my gosh. You are so correct. I mean, I've seen it, and it's and I have other people that come in and start working down here. I can't believe this community, they'll say. And they are so giving and willing to work and help.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So what would be one thing that you would say that most people don't know about you?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty public out there. Go everywhere. Can't hide nothing.
Right.
I don't know but I mean, being a teacher and doing what I do, it's pretty much. I'm out there.
You think you're the open book?
I'm the open book. What can you hide?
Right. Absolutely.
But anyway, I love it and I don't mind. So we're out there, and yeah, I love sports. I don't know if I ever said that.
I did not know that you love sports so
much. I will
much.
throw that out there. I had a degree in physical education also to be a coach.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, history and coach.
Oh, to be a coach.
To be a coach, right. I had that degree with that. I went to Patty Welder, second year of teaching. The office called, the main office, administration office called and said, Gary, would you like to coach over there at Crane School? I was at Patty Welder my second year. I'd signed my contract, go back to Patty Welder. And I said, no, sir. It was Billy Nichols. Mr. Nichols, I said, no, sir, I like where I'm at. Love where I'm at.
Right.
And I'm doing all the summer recreation here. I think I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. So I had a chance to be a coach, and I had that degree also. Okay,
wait. Well, I've got some feet to the fire questions for you now. Favorite sport that you like to watch?
Well, we're Longhorn fans, so football.
There you go. Okay.
Texas Longhorns, but I graduated Southwest Texas. I love all the teams, but Longhorns would be number one.
Longhorns would be number one. If you could play any sport, what would you play?
Well, I played basketball in up to junior high. Then I went to work at Dick's at 14, so had to get out of that. But I loved baseball, basketball, and football would not be the one I'd play, but I love football, though. But basketball, I played, and baseball. I love all the sports.
All the sports.
Love them all. And the Cowboys, of course. We're big Cowboy fans. Texas fans, but Cowboys.
So what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and you might have heard this when I said that at the last one, I have the best social life in the world. and it's in this area within a 30, 45-mile radius, right? I mean, who could ask? I like going to events and like helping and doing things, being invited. Like last night, I was at the 75th anniversary of the Kiwanis Club, and I was
Such
invited
a
there as
great
guest.
organization.
Yes, and so every day, every night, almost every week, tons of events. Got the best social life. We get to go all these places, help out. You get to see things that a lot of people don't see. They might see a few, but not all. And I have been very blessed to have a wonderful social life. So it's combined. You're helping and you're enjoying at the same time.
Right, and not too many people can say that what they do for fun, they also do for work.
I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I enjoy it. I have a good time. Hey, Gary, that's not a job. Well, is it? I mean, it's not, but I consider if I say I'm going to do something, I do it.
Yes, sir.
And so it's enjoyable while you do what you say.
So, no, this brings me to another fun question, but which is, have you ever had to cook a meal?
I wouldn't know how to start, Ingrid. I have to call you and you tell me how to do it. I wouldn't know where to start. And so I pick up all the time, or I eat out. Like
sure,
last
or
night.
you have it at the Kiwanis dinner.
Yeah, that's right. We were at Sky Restaurant, ate over there.
Well, we can't figure out exactly where you work, but we do know that you're getting fed.
I'm getting fed, honey. And if I don't, a lot of times I work these events, I don't eat there because I'm talking, I'm getting notes, and I'm emceeing.
Yes.
But and if we don't eat there, we'll pick up some on the way. I never cook. It's always pick up or eat out.
Gotcha.
Either way.
Gotcha. Well, you know what? We've got just a few minutes. I know you and I, in the next couple of days, are gearing up for the Tickled Pink event. What else do you have going on for October?
Well, honey, there is so much going on. The Tickled Pink event is coming up October the 15th.
Yes, sir.
I'm doing a Pink Out project with West High School. East and West play volleyball this coming Friday. And they're going to raise money. Crossroads Guardians Hope will be there. So I've got that, helping them out with that. Raising funds to fight cancer. The big Run Against Cancer, October the 23rd. So October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
Fighting cancer. So we got the big run downtown October 23rd. East and West is this Friday night, too. Football.
Yes, the boot.
And I work the ball games. I've been working ball games forever. So, I've got to be around my sports now that you know that.
Right, right.
And there's just so many events. We got them lined up. And I know there's Brittany's Run coming up this weekend, Walk Run.
Yep.
That's going to be at Sun Valley Ranch. I could go on and on. Ingrid, I have a list, and my calendar is loaded with events. Even booked some of the parades. I do the Goliad Christmas Parade, the Hallettsville Christmas Parade. We're doing back this year the Veterans Parade, too.
Oh, I'm so
Veterans
glad
Day
that the
Parade.
Veterans Day Parade is back. So my last question to you, although I'm almost 100% sure I know how you're going to answer this, but what are some of or one of your favorite fundraisers in the community?
Well, I like it all. I think you know that I love people, period. But students and kids, anything with the kids I love. I love the veterans. I do those all the time, too. Seniors, I mean, I love them all about the same. Seniors, we work a lot with their programs.
I knew you were going to say you love the ball.
And, of course, pets.
Right.
The 4 topics I just touched, I love them all. And any one of those called, which is everybody, right?
Yes.
Which everybody falls in one of those, just about.
So do you have pets?
I had one cat that I kept for like 10 plus years. It got dropped on me. It was supposed to stay 2 weeks, stay 10 years.
Aww.
And I took care of the little buddy. He was my buddy. But I'm not home enough to take care of a dog. But the cat.
Oh, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Okay. But that's all right, though. And I'm out there taking care of as many animals as I possibly can. That's my way of helping. And giving back.
Well, your way of helping has made an impression in our community like nothing I've ever seen before.
Thank you, honey. And it's so enjoyable to be around people that think alike and do alike. We have so many of them here, and you are one of them.
Well, thank you, Gary, for being a part of Town Square Talks Everything 361.
And I'll tell you what now, I've enjoyed it. Anything with you, I enjoy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for listening to Town Square Talks Everything 361, powered by Victoria Air Conditioning. They're not comfortable until you are.